That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Welcome back to the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This week is episode 34, Bedpan McMahon, October of 1998. I'm Mike Prue, along with JV. JV, we have some memorable Steve Austin stuff for sure this week. So we have that good shit, but then we get a lot of shit. so
there's a lot of shit.
Yeah. So how you doing? How was your Memorial Day weekend? Long weekend? Long weekend for me. I don't know. You got Monday off. Obviously, you got Monday off. Yeah. So
yeah,
how was your long weekend?
I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off.
Oh
so
fuck!
It was,
double long weekend.
It's a nice long weekend, longer weekend.
Yeah.
Did a lot of yard work, got shit together like that. You know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like on fucking fumes right now. I'm like barely awake. It's Tuesday night as we do this, as we record this, and I'm fucking on fumes. I'm like, I'm on momentum right now, basically.
You're gonna crash hard after this, huh?
I gotta wake up for work though. So, and tomorrow's field day at work, so I gotta do different activities. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep. So
it's a good day to get a sub.
Nah, I gotta go. I gotta do it. Yeah. No more faking sick. Kid's been out sick too much this year, so I gotta go to work.
That sucks.
But yeah, so that was a big weekend though, regardless of
big wrestling weekend.
Yeah, big wrestling weekend, exactly. Like you had AEW Double or Nothing, and I invited you over to watch that, but you fucking conked out around 7:30 at night.
Yeah, I had a really bad migraine Saturday from working out in the yard all day and being out in the sun.
Fucking beat on you.
Oh yeah, I was actually at my girlfriend's parents' house, and I had to leave early because my head was such a bad migraine. I get them once in a while, and they suck.
And it wasn't like allergies?
No, I think it's a combination of both. I think it was a combination of the heat and the allergies. You know what I mean? So,
the allergies kicked my ass for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. The 2 weeks that we weren't recording, I had no voice. So I was like, holy shit, I got fucking lucky. Good thing we didn't have to record because I wouldn't have been able to talk.
No, my allergies have been bad, but it's, I think being out in the sun had a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, Sunday I felt like that. Sunday was fucking hot as a motherfucker up here in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah, it was. Finally some nice weather, though.
Yeah, it was nice weather, but we had a cookout. And I just wasn't ready to be outside with that weather, with that cookout. I was so beat. Fucking Sunday night, I drank through it to make myself feel better.
That's the way to go.
I know I got Monday off, so fuck it.
The cure all.
Yeah. And then Monday was the Bruins. The Bruins in a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I was up late last night, too.
Yeah.
Watching that game.
That's what I'm saying. I'm fucking fumes. Like, I'm making excuses to be up every night. AEW, then it was a cookout. Oh, I feel like shit, so now I gotta drink. All right, the next night it's the Bruins, and there I am, back to work today, and felt like shit throughout work today, and made it through, and here we are up late again, recording the podcast so we can put this shit out on time for our bottom liners. So, yeah. Crazy weekend. But hey, that happens every once in a while. So we got the Bruins 1-0. 1-0. They get the lead. And tomorrow they got another game. And I think they're going to fucking sweep these guys.
Yeah, it looks that way. I mean, it shouldn't have been even a close game. If you take away that bad pass from behind the net.
Yeah, the second one, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Then they just bounced back. So, yeah. They're looking good. We had another big thing happen this past week, though. It was the debut of our Extreme ECW livecast on the BTT Booking the Territory Patreon feed. That came out last Wednesday. So apparently Mike Mills is dropping those episodes on the same day that our Bottom Line cast comes out. So you're going to get double dose of JV and Mike Prue
It's like a
on
Valium
Wednesdays.
Supersized.
Yeah. Every other week, though. Every other week you get 2 episodes.
Which is good because, you can't have too much supersize. It's bad for you.
Right.
Too many calories,
Yeah, you can only do it twice, twice a month.
They'll start hating us if they listen to us every day.
Right. Like, I'm fucking sick of these guys.
Yeah. These assholes think they are telling me what to do. Your opinion sucks.
Yeah, overexposure is the worst thing. But, any of you guys that joined, took a listen to Extreme ECW Livecast, thank you. I did make a note of where they were in terms of Patreon listeners, or Patreon subscribers rather, on BTT, and it's gone up since our show premiered. It's gone up by 7 Patreon members. So,
oh snap! Nice.
So maybe 7 of you guys out there, or girls, doubt it. 7 of you guys out there joined the Patreon and took a listen to the first episode. And Mike also told me that there was good feedback. There was, a response on Twitter about it, like, "Oh, this shit's so bad it's good." So
yeah,
which is true. It is so bad it's good. And with JV and I, hey, if you like what we do here, obviously you're gonna listen. You would want to listen to us do what we do on ECW. So I hope you check it out. Obviously, listen to us here, take a listen to us there, and it's just extra. It's just more of us. But you got to pay $5. That's the only thing. And it's tough to try to sell buy this wrestling podcast. But they put out good content, and it's the least we can ask. We're not asking for anything. We're not making anything from it.
Yeah, it's a legit community. If you want to be a part of that community,
right? It's just a wrestling
community to be a part of, and
exactly.
You get a lot of quality content. If you're looking for more wrestling content, you need a lot more. Check them out. It's the way to go. Join the Patreon page.
Exactly.
Or however it works. Page. Become a Patreon.
Yeah, become a patron to Patreon.
Yeah, patron. Yeah.
All right, so definitely check it out. There's another episode coming out next week. Obviously, we do it every 2 weeks. And it'll be covering the end of April 1993. And I'm not going to say shit's getting good, but storylines are starting to play out. So we'll have that next week. But last week on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, we covered the first part of, the end of September, rather. And Steve Austin's infamous Zamboni. And we did Breakdown. And Austin got screwed. He got screwed out of the title. Kane and Undertaker pinned his ass in the ring. And McMahon declared that Kane and Undertaker will go for a title match at the upcoming Judgment Day pay-per-view. So that's what we're going to get into this week. And it's going to start off with Sunday Night Heat. So, JV, before we get into it, was there anything else you want to bring up? So you're good to go?
No, I think we're good to go.
All right. So, we start with a Sunday Night Heat. Okay, so this is Sunday Night Heat 10 from October 4th, 1998. It's actually taped on September 28th, 1998. So, just right after the Zamboni incident, the big Raw there. And you have McMahon, he's in the hospital. If you remember at the last Raw, Undertaker smashed the steel steps on McMahon's ankle. Now he's in the hospital for it. He was in the hospital that night. But at the beginning of this Sunday Night Heat, they say, "Oh, McMahon's back in the hospital." That's a way to be like, all right, he wasn't in there all week. He got out, but he's back in now. Just kind of clear the air. Obviously people aren't going to buy that he's in the hospital all week. So now he's back in the hospital. There's trauma to his left leg, and they got a special satellite feed which Vince McMahon paid for out of his own personal account. And one thing that I noticed about his hospital room is that this is obviously a set somewhere. It's probably just in the back of the arena somewhere in another room, and they have the big auto mechanics toolbox, and that's being used to hold all the medical equipment. And it even says it, Western Auto. And I was like, that looks like a fucking thing that was like an auto mechanics in our school. We went to a trade school.
Yep.
And don't get the wrong idea about trade schools, you fuckers out there.
Yeah.
This is one of the best in the nation.
Yeah.
But
Diamond.
that's right. So it's the fucking Western Auto mechanics box that's just holding this equipment. And so I thought that was kind of funny. It's like a makeshift thing there. And I'm not up with my medical terms apparently because even later in the episode, there was this machine. The machine to go clear and defibrillator.
Yeah.
The AED as it's called. And in the notes, I put EKG. It's the EKG.
I was like, huh?
He was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? EKG. Yeah. So I saw his note. He wrote to me. I was like, what fuck? It's like, you got that wrong.
I knew you make yourself sound like an idiot.
I knew what the fuck it was. I've been trained in CPR. I've been trained to use AEDs.
Quick, grab me that EKG.
Yeah, what the fuck's the... I was like, what the fuck's an EKG? Like a heart rate monitor. Oh, the fuck. So anyway, it's holding all that type of equipment. It's like, fucking makeshift shit there. So anyway, McMahon's on his bed. He's laying down. He's complaining. He's being a little bitch. So take a listen to Mr. McMahon be a little bitch because it's very rare. He usually acts like a big tough guy. So let's hear him in a little pain, being a little bitch. Take a listen.
Wants to know, how are you feeling? I really wish you were here.
I would really like to be there with you tonight. But this morning, the doctor readmitted me to the hospital.
Dr. Chambers, please call surgery.
I am in such excruciating pain. My leg's been crushed. And I will never, ever forgive The Undertaker and Kane for what they did. But it was really Austin's fault. And every bit of the pain that I'm suffering right now will be worth it if Austin has to suffer the indignity of counting 1, 2, 3 and crown one of those ungrateful monsters as the WWF champion. Quite frankly, the doctor doesn't know how I've endured this pain, the amount of this pain. If I've endured the trauma I've experienced. There'll be a further evaluation tomorrow. But for those of you who are concerned, I'm gutting it out.
The heart of a true champion. My father, he's gutting it out.
All right, so there you had Vince McMahon talking about how much pain he's in. He's just like trying to garner some sympathy, which is funny because at this point everyone's like, "Fuck you, Vince McMahon," and this just makes him even more of a heel, trying to get sympathy. Go, I'm in pain. It's like, who cares? We don't care. That's what's great about it. And he talks about he's never going to forgive Kane and Undertaker for doing that to him. But it really was Austin's fault that Kane and Undertaker did that to him. And I like that because it does make sense. It's like, yeah, Austin is really the heart of your problem. And you wouldn't be in this situation if you weren't causing all this drama with Austin.
Yeah.
And that's why Kane and Undertaker broke your ankle. And then he ultimately goes along with the line of, it's worth the pain. It's all worth the pain as long as Austin has to make the 1, 2, 3 and crown one of those ungrateful monsters the WWF champion. And that's kind of where we leave off there.
Yeah, it's funny because he obviously still blames Austin You know what I mean? Subliminally, he's like, it was unforgivable actions by the Brothers of Destruction, but he still blames Austin. One cool part about this segment too is when you go back and watch it, you can hear the EKG reading going faster once he starts talking about Austin.
Yep.
Which I think was a nice little touch.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I did notice that.
And then, the whole time he's.
But I didn't know what the fucking EKG was. I knew. Oh, that's the beeping sound. That's the beeping sound.
The lifeline. But he hypes himself up as tough, basically by saying the doctors can't understand how much pain and trauma he's endured, but he's still, he's still Vince McMahon, basically.
Right.
So. All
right.
Still stroking his ego. Ego.
Of course he is. So then we get some Stone Cold segments in this episode of Sunday Night Heat. You have Austin. He's not happy that Vince McMahon has his own personal line to get sympathy from the audience. So Austin kind of pissed off. He runs out to the production truck. He has an axe with him, and he grabs the cameraman, and he's gonna bust into the production truck. He says, "I'm fixing to break some real expensive shit." They have to bleep out the shit, of course. So Austin goes there. He cuts off Vince McMahon's hospital room line, which I don't even know if that makes sense. Like, which cord is this? Like, is that how that works?
Yeah, I know.
This cord is for Vince McMahon in this hospital.
It's like Looney Tunes writing at that point.
Right.
Sprinkling a little Looney Tunes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's happened at the 32-minute mark of the episode. And then Austin comes out later. He's going to do commentary during the Rock and Jeff Jarrett match, which is pretty funny. He does a great job busting the balls of Shane McMahon, who sucks on commentary, of course.
Yeah, he ribs him the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. Just busting his chops. And he's going to make it known. He's going to be a fair referee at Judgment Day. And he hopes that they just beat the shit out of each other, Kane and Undertaker. Just beat each other's brains out. But then we get a random phone call coming in from Vince McMahon. So take a listen to the couple minutes. It's pretty funny shit. And you get some of that ribbing of Shane McMahon by Austin during this phone call. So take a listen to this in a couple minutes.
So what you're saying basically is Judgment Day is going to come.
Just a minute. That didn't make a damn what anybody's saying except me.
Yeah, my pops. Thank God, Dad, you're on the phone.
They still make telephone Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, shut up, Vince. What the hell are you doing?
What do you mean, what right do you have to come out? Why are you here? You're not even supposed to be here. You weren't invited to be here this week. You just come out and disrupt things. You tear property apart. As far as I'm concerned, you should be arrested right there on the spot.
Last I heard, no one fired me from the World Wrestling Federation, so anytime I want to show up, Vince, you can damn well bet I'm going to show up, and can't nobody stop me.
Yeah, well...
You lay there in your little hospital with your leg up in the air and do what you got to do.
Oh, that's not on the outside.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm sitting there right now with little Shane up here by my side, and you look good with your little haircut, your little... What you got on there, some gel or something?
Right.
That's real sweet. Your stupid little watch.
All right.
Little dimple in your chin. Shut up, Vince.
Now look,
Listen, you're 2 weeks away. I'm sorry, Dad, and this is a personal issue. I really wish you were here. 2 weeks away from being the special guest referee. What's going on? What's going to happen between Kane and Undertaker? You said you don't care who beats the crap out of each other, but you're going to be the one that has to raise the champion's hand.
And once I raise it, whoever I raise, I'll get their ass in the ring and I'm going to beat them back.
And
Come on, referee.
2 and...
No! Count it two! Count it two!
Nice clothesline by Jeff Jarrett. You know, I have to say 1, 2, count and no! Mr. Austin, the Zamboni last Monday night was very creative. However, this personal issue between you and my dad, I'm really getting a bad feeling in my stomach. I'm really afraid that somebody's going to get hurt.
Well, you're going to have a worse feeling in your stomach when I reach over and boot you right in your stomach, you little
now
punk.
wait a minute. There are places where you don't go.
Oh, really?
You just don't. I don't care if you are Stone Cold. You don't go there.
Oh, I went to the hospital today, and I'll tell you this, Vince. I know where you live, son. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to take this anymore.
No, just go ahead and hang up.
Dad, don't hang up! Don't hang up!
All right, so apparently, from that phone call, McMahon is kind of pissed off that Austin's in commentary. He's pissed off that Austin's at the show. He's pissed off that Austin cut off the line to his hospital room, or his medical center room, as Vince McMahon likes to say. And Austin says, a little foreshadowing here for our storyline this week. He says, I have been fired. I'll show up wherever I want. I'll show up whenever I want. So I picked that up because I knew like this was leading to him being fired ultimately. We'll get to it. But that's what he says right from the start here. So I'm not fired. So already putting in our head that he could be fired. But then he does the little ribbing to Shane. And I just thought this was great because he always does that when he says little. Oh, you little this, you little that.
Yeah.
And he does that with Shane here. He says, I'm here with little Shane. Shane, you look good with your nice little haircut. What is that? Some gel? Oh, isn't that sweet?
he narps the hell out of him.
Look how you got
a narp.
You got your little stupid watch. You got your little dimple in your chin. And then Vince is trying to talk over him. He says, shut up, Vince.
Yeah. I love when he tells some people to shut up.
Shut up. And then Austin's going to put McMahon on notice. I went to the hospital today. I know where you live, son. Know what I'm saying? So Vince at that point is kind of shook, I guess. He hangs up. He hangs up right after that threat. And then Cornette does a good job pointing this out while you have The Rock and Jeff Jarrett match going on. Because The Rock is on the rise at this point. And Cornette says, The Rock has the crowd behind them, just like the crowd's behind you. Do you see him as a rival? And Austin says, I smell what The Rock is cooking. So we got the little prelude kind of to their feud that's going to continue. They had their feud obviously back at the end of '97 when The Rock was in the Nation. But now we got The Rock rising as a babyface of sorts. And we're going to have that babyface clash eventually. So, that's not how things go, though. You can't have two babyfaces clashing. So somebody's going to have to be the heel. So we know what's coming. We smell what's cooking. And it's coming soon with The Rock. They can't keep him babyface. Which is sad, though, because he could have been a great babyface at that point, right there. And then they're gonna make him definite heel. They're gonna make him heel, and the only way that you can make him heel at this point, because he's supposed to be a heel, but it's not working. So the only way to really make him a heel is put him with McMahon.
Align him with the super heel.
Right, exactly. So that's what's coming up in the weeks to come. But it's just sad. It's like, damn, he could have been a big star. And Austin must have really felt it. I wonder what he thought at this point. Like, fuck, got another big star coming up. Like, how am I
thankful they turned him heel?
Yeah.
It worked out better for both of their careers, I think. I think turning The Rock heel was the move.
Yeah, you don't want to turn Austin heel.
Yeah, it's a fuck you to the audience. It's a fuck you to Austin. Like the audience loves him. Fuck you. He's my guy now.
Right. Yep. All right, so that was the main event there for that episode. It was The Rock versus Jeff Jarrett. And ultimately what happens at the end of the match is Austin's going to run in and kind of make a save because we get Southern Justice with Dennis Knight. He's going to go in there and try to fuck with The Rock, and The Rock's going to give him a people's elbow. And Austin goes in there, clears house ultimately, and we get a little stare down. At the end there. So it's pretty cool to see the two guys that are the biggest stars at this point in the WWF, and they're face to face, and they're not face to face like animosity, like they're mad at each other. It's just kind of like neutral respect.
Yeah.
No, mutual respect, not neutral.
Two alpha dogs in the yard,
right. Right, exactly. All right, so that's the Sunday Night Heat, and this brings us now to the next night on Monday Night Raw. This is Raw 280 from October 5th, 1998. This is happening in Lansing, Michigan. This was actually taped the following night, which was September 29th, 1998. And we start with Vince McMahon in a medical center. And they even show a clip, like a stock footage, basically, of a medical facility. And on the sign it says medical center. It doesn't say hospital. It just says medical center. and you have Vince McMahon in there, and this is at 10 minutes in, and I took note to give you the timestamp because it's funny to listen to. It's 10 minutes, 18 seconds in. The nurse brings Vince McMahon a drink, and she tells McMahon, "Oh, here's some grape juice for you." He goes, "I want apple juice." And it just made me think of my daughter, my 3-year-old daughter, who does the same exact shit. If I bring her a drink, she'll say she'll ask for water, and then I'll bring her water, and there's I want apple juice. Like, it's not what you fucking asked for.
Yeah. Quit fucking with me, little kid. You can get these hands.
So it's like, it's just great because it's like a fucking 3-year-old. And any father out there, you can obviously relate to anybody that has dealt with fucking 3-year-olds. That's what Vince McMahon is acting like here, because he's sad because he's hurt and he's vulnerable and he's never in this position. He's being a little bitch, and that's exactly what this is. And then we get probably some of the greatest shit in Raw history coming up here with Mankind. So the nurse is talking to Vince McMahon about, we got a visitor. There's a visitor. And obviously, Vince McMahon's thinking, Stone Cold's here. Stone Cold's here to fuck me up. And the audience,
and as a viewer, that's what you're thinking too.
Right, exactly. The viewer's thinking that too. Even the way they write what the nurse says, a really big man wants to see you. Really big man's here to visit you, Vince McMahon. And Vince is like, I don't want any visitors. I don't want any visitors. And it's not it's not Stone Cold, rather. It's Mankind. So, like I said, this is some of the great shit in Raw history. So take a listen to this, and we'll talk about it after that. So enjoy.
And I think now, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go to Mr. McMahon's room.
We have a visitor. A really big fella wants to come see you.
I don't want any visitors. Just my family, I told you. Just my immediate family. I don't want any visitors.
He's really big, and he's threatening the staff. He threatened one of the orderlies.
I don't want any damn visitors! I don't want any visitors!
Turn that frown upside down. Vince, it's me.
How did you find me?
I saw what happened. I felt really bad, so I brought you some presents. Take a hold of these. Aren't they colorful? And some candy. I know that you like the sweet stuff. Vinny's got a sweet tooth. Come on, open them up. This is great. This is great.
Oh, that's funny. I'm in a lot of pain.
I know you're in a lot of pain. That's why I brought you these. Those things are delicious. And I'll tell you what, I brought another guest here who really wants to see you bad.
Look at... You brought what?
I brought another guest for you. Someone who really wants to see you bad. What?
You brought him.
No. It's not a him. It's a she. It's a she. I brought you some female entertainment, and I think you know what I mean. She does a trick with a dog that you won't believe. Vince McMahon, say hello to your ball.
Hey, Vinny, how you doing? I came to make you feel better, Vinny. I sure did. Here's a rainbow for you so that you know that there are brighter days ahead. And I'm here to spread nothing but smiles, so I have this wonderful sticker for you. We'll just put it right here, keep it far away from that.
Show him the trick with the dog. Show him the trick with the dog.
Yeah, I gotta do a dog real quick.
Any damn trick with a dog.
Oh, yeah, it'll make you feel so much better. You'll just love it, I guarantee you. You sure will.
I don't want
See, I can tell
candy.
the difference it's making already.
I don't want...
Smiling.
I brought one other visitor, another special guest.
What the hell are you doing?
Mr. Sacco! Say hello to Mr. Sacco. Mr. Sacco knows you've been feeling mighty bad, so he's gonna give your boo-boo a big kiss.
You're gonna what? Hey, no, Mick, please. Please, just leave.
Mr. Sacco!
Please leave, please. Damn it, leave. And take this crap with you. Take it out. Take it all out. Get out! Mr. Sacco.
All right, so Mankind shows up, and he's got balloons. He's got chocolate. Vinny's got a sweet tooth. Vinny's got a sweet tooth. It's gonna be one of my favorite lines of the episode. It goes back to last week too, where when Vince McMahon was initially injured, McMahon's in the stretcher, and Mankind's trying to give him a sip of soda.
We covered that last week.
Right,
Yeah.
he's trying to give him some candy, and he's out of frame too. It's not like you don't see him; you just see his arm. And we talked about that, but now he's back. He's like, I gotta go visit Vinny. And he's got the cheap ass Russell Stover's like CVS candy.
Yeah,
it's like 4 chocolates in the box. That mini one.
None of them have nuts because
they all suck.
Nut sensitive.
Yeah, they all suck.
The discount one. Discount chocolates.
Exactly. So he's got that, and it looks like 2 of them are already missing when he opens it. So he already had a couple on his own. Vinny's got a sweet tooth. So I love that line. But he says, I got you another guest. Someone wants to see you really bad. Someone's here to really see you. They want to see you really bad. And Vince McMahon's obviously pissed because he thinks it's Stone Cold. You brought him. No, it's not a him. It's a she. I brought some female entertainment. If you know what I mean. She does this great trick with a dog. So McMahon's like, what the fuck is going on here?
What kind of strip did you bring me, basically?
Right, is what you're supposed to be thinking. Attitude era. But no, you get this lady comes out, and she's a clown. You got Yerple. I think it's Yerple, right? Is that how you say
Shitty
it?
name. Get rid of it.
Yerple. Purple with
Terrible
a Y.
name. Yeah,
Yerple.
stupid.
Yerple the clown. So Yerple comes out, and
It's
she
a clown
has
name.
yeah, she has a big rainbow balloon, and she's like, "Hi, Vinny. How you doing? Like, it's just funny to see McMahon and little Johnny laying on the bed, and
he's visibly annoyed.
Right, he's got a clown. He's got Mankind there.
It's just stressing him out.
and then like every 5 seconds or so, Mankind starts blowing a whistle in his face, which I loved. It's like a party whistle, like a kazoo, basically. Fucking blowing it right in his face. Just memorable shit. And I did listen to some of the Bruce Pritchard episode where they covered this period. And what Bruce Pritchard had to say about Yerple is that Yerple did not accept being called a woman. She's a clown.
Oh, really?
Right. She didn't want to be referred to anything else other than Yerple the clown.
Definitely something a clown would say.
Yeah. Fucking taking it too seriously.
Yeah. But hey, she's a clown, so.
Hey, they take that gimmick seriously.
Yeah, really. It's not a gimmick. They're clowns.
Right. Maybe wrestling needs to be as extreme as the clown in the street.
Yeah. Right. Are you as committed as Yerple?
They're real carnies. WWF is wannabe carnies.
Yeah, they hate them. They're wannabes.
So then after that, how great that shit is to me already. You get one more random thing out of nowhere. Mankind is leaning down on his knees at the bedside, and he says he's got another guest. It's Mr. Sacco! And you get the debut of Mr. Sacco, and the first thing he does is, oh, Mr. Sacco's going to kiss your boo-boo, and he just starts grabbing Vince McMahon's leg. With, Mr. Sacco, obviously, I'm sure you guys know, but for the rare fucking person that's listening that doesn't know Mr. Sacco, it's a sock on Mick Foley's hand, and he's chomping away with his hand on Vince McMahon's leg. And McMahon is pissed. He wants them to get the fuck out of there. And when I was watching this, when I was taking the notes on this, I was thinking, this seems like something that Mick Foley probably just did with his kids. They're like, oh, it's Mr. Sacco.
Yeah, when they were like really young or something.
Right. Like, oh, yeah. Hey, Noel, this is Mr. Sacco. And, like, I can picture that kind of shit happening with him. But apparently it was a thing that came up with the discussion with Al Snow. So Mick Foley and Al Snow were talking about.
I can see that.
Random shit. Yeah, like Like you just said, I could see that. Absolutely, because fucking Al Snow came up with head, so it's really just another version of head, but it's a sock.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah, but better, definitely. So, I guess that's the origin of Mr. Socko. It's Al Snow. Al Snow and Mick Foley coming up with Mr. Socko. And it's funny at this point, though, because you don't know how much it's going to be in like the lore of Mick Foley's history. Mr. Socko. And here it is. Just comes out of nowhere. And it just makes me think always, like, when you let people just be creative, that's when you get good shit.
Yep.
When you try to write for everybody, it becomes stale and it's lame.
You get junk.
Right. You get shit. You let them just come up with something random, and it works. So, this apparently was just like an ad-lib thing that happened during this skit. So, Al Snow and Mick Foley talked about it, and then Mick Foley didn't talk about doing this at all in the skit, and he just did it on his own, and it ended up working out.
Yep.
And what's great about that too is that at the end of this skit, McMahon even says, "Mr. Socko," like he's like, "What the fuck is this?" But hey, it's on TV now, part of your fucking show, and now you got to deal with it, make the best of it, and they do right from that point. So here we go. We got the fucking start of Mr. Socko. So awesome shit there. So definitely a great segment. And I mean, we haven't talked about much Austin yet, but there's a lot of other good shit going on here. But Austin is coming. JR has been hyping up Austin all night. All night.
We're hyping him up too tonight.
Yeah.
He's coming.
We're building it up. We're building up to it. But JR, after every, like, right before every commercial break, is saying, right after this, Stone Cold Steve Austin will be here. And he's never there. He's never there.
Nope.
Because he's somewhere else. And Jerry Lawler makes a good point at the very end of that last segment with Mankind at the hospital. Who told Mankind where Vince McMahon was? Okay, we know from Sunday Night Heat that Steve Austin scouted the hospital and knows where Vince McMahon is. So Austin talked to Mankind, told him where he was. And now Austin is supposed to be at Raw, but he's not really there yet. So we know what's coming. He's going to be there. So let's go right to it. Fucking Austin, the bedpan, the hospital, classic scene. So take a listen to it, and then we'll talk about it.
Red machine, and maybe we're ready now for that interview.
Oh, he's still in a lot of pain. Is that the head nurse?
Vince, can you hear us?
You need to take this thing.
Yes, not.
Couple more seconds.
And we're on ignore.
Last time it was normal. You're going to find it's normal this time.
We'll see.
Every time you've taken it, you've found that it's normal. Every single time.
Yes, Mr. McMahon, it'll be all right. Almost done.
I can't wait to get out of here.
There.
Is it normal?
Yes, it looks real good.
Yeah,
looks real good.
as much.
Looks just fine to me. How about you, doctor?
Oh, I'll take it from here, nurse.
Get him out, Michael! Get him out!
Take your stupid little support system off, huh? How about your foot? You like this? What do you think about that? Calling Dr. Austin. Calling Dr. Get up, you piece of trash. Get up! Get up, you piece of trash. Calling Dr. Austin. We got an emergency. Everybody get up.
Please, no! No!
I've always known how to feel it. How foolish you really are.
Help me, please!
You lot more than's gonna hurt me. You piece of trash.
All right, so at 1 hour, 16 minutes, 26 seconds, they cut to Vince McMahon back in his hospital room, medical center room, and Jay, I was trying to talk to him, trying to get him to respond for a little interview, and he's not hearing it. He's talking to the nurse. McMahon says he's in pain. He wants to get out of there. The nurse says, "Well, I think he's normal." And then she wants a second opinion from the doctor. And what do you think? What do you think, doctor? And then you got the back turned to the doctor. And then he goes, I'll take it from here, nurse. And then you see Vince McMahon's face right away. He knows the voice.
Yep.
And he's shitting his pants. He knows Stone Cold is the doctor. So then Austin just turns around, runs right after him, starts beating on his ass. And I've said this before. I forgot what I said this in the context of what I said it, but there was another segment that reminded me of this thing that I'm about to say about Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger is a doctor in Nightmare on Elm Street 3. It was the nurse, actually. The nurse with the big titties.
Yeah. Well, I rewatched that one a lot.
Right. Yeah, exactly. With Joey. Joey's all horny. He's the horny boy. Doesn't talk at all. And he's been looking at the nurse for a while. And then, obviously, he falls asleep. Of course, he has a nightmare. And the nurse is actually Freddy. He survives it, actually. But this scene reminds me of that. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, the doctor's here. Oh, no, it's not the doctor. Shit. It's Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, it's like
Freddy. The Freddy Krueger scene without a busty blonde.
Right. And Stone Cold, not the titties.
Yeah.
But shit. I don't remember. I know I mentioned it before, right? Did I mention it?
Well, I know you really like Nightmare on Elm Street.
So maybe I just talked about it before.
Yeah, I think you just talk about it a lot.
Oh, that's not good. No, it definitely was on an episode. I know it was.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right, so you got Austin attacking McMahon in the bed. He's beating on his foot big time. And then he's going to grab the bedpan, and you get the fucking classic bedpan sound, which you just heard, which is fucking so loud.
Yeah, it is.
It was a legit shot to the head.
That's a concussion. Big
time. Even Vince McMahon, he had a huge egg on his head, apparently, after this for days.
Yeah, I remember hearing that, too.
So he got Vince McMahon, he falls off the bed, or he's rolling around on the bed at this point, like moving around, and then you see him in his underwear. And I had to make this clear because I don't know what the fucking term is. I say it, and people have told me I was wrong with it before, like years back. Like this is like it's a fucking important thing and all, but his underwear. You call them tighty whities or whitey tighties?
I've always called them whitey tighties.
Whitey tighties. Yeah, I say tighty whities. People are like, no, it's whitey tighties. Like,
I've heard both. Yeah, I don't know if there's a difference. I think it's preference.
Yeah, it's got to be preference, because what the fuck's the difference? They're tighty and they're whitey.
Yeah.
Or they're whitey and they're tighty. What is it?
I wouldn't even have acknowledged it if someone said it either way. I was like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. I wouldn't correct them.
Yeah.
So well, went on the way to correct you? Fuck them.
Yeah, someone corrected me. I don't remember who it was, but fuck you. Probably I think it was an ex-girlfriend. It's like, what the fuck do you know?
That's why she's an ex.
Yeah, ex. Don't fuck with me, my tighty whities.
Don't try to be a grammar Nazi with fucking something stupid,
right?
Like underwear,
men's underwear. You don't even fucking wear them, so shut up.
But yeah, no shit. You don't know.
I call them tighty whities because I wear them. Actually, I don't wear that shit.
No, neither do I.
Who the fuck wears that anymore?
I ain't worn that shit in years.
BBDs, fucking Fruit of the Loom.
No, I actually only do Under Armour now.
I would never wear white underwear because I definitely get shit stains on them. So.
All streaked out.
With the colored underwear, your wife doesn't notice.
It's true.
All right, so let's get back to Austin instead of talking about shit stains. All right, so we got Austin there. And this brings us to the part where, in my notes, I said he is going to shock Vince McMahon with the EKG machine. And JV promptly wrote a note saying, "You mean defibrillator?"
Fucking idiot.
An AED, an automatic something defibrillator.
It's easier to say AED.
Yeah,
That's for
AED.
sure.
I remember in the training for the AED, like there's a script that you have to remember, and part of it is this is back when I used to do mall security. New information about Mike Pro. Used to be mall security.
I remember that. That was funny.
This was early on in my 20s. Making extra money while I was teaching.
Yeah.
Back when I needed extra money. I still need extra money, but I'm not fucking doing that anymore. But
you have to have a certain kind of balls to be
yeah.
Well, I couldn't do it. I used to stay there all the time. Me and Marty be like, I couldn't do it. I don't think I could be a mall security guard.
Well, once I started teaching in the town that I was working at the mall, I was like, I can't have these kids see me and then be at school.
No.
So I'm fucking done with this job.
Remember our music teacher, Mr. Baker, and he worked at Kmart, and kids would legit go to Kmart and like harass the poor guy.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, fuck, that's not happening to me.
Yeah.
It took me like a few years for kids to forget that I worked there. It was like,
yeah,
did you used to work mall security? Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. They're like 5 more years, no one will know. No one will remember.
Exactly. Yeah, so what the fuck point was I getting to there now that I fucking threw myself off there? Fuck.
I don't know. We kind of went off the rails.
Yeah,
there. We were just talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's get back to wrestling. Whitey Tighties. That's what started that off.
Yeah.
So Vince McMahon.
All right, so anyway, Vince McMahon's on fucking whitey tighties and
Yeah.
oh, fuck it. Whatever. So he's going to get a fucking catheter stuck up his ass, ultimately. Is what we're getting to.
Yeah. That's the payoff.
Yeah.
And all that.
So, classic skit. All-time skit there. This is big-time Austin moment. And like we had said, though, at the top there, there's going to be some shit. The rest of the show, the rest of the episode is just kind of shit. For the next couple of weeks, it's just kind of bullshit. So, this makes up for it, though. You got these classic moments, and that's all that really matters in the end. Because you can watch Raw these days, and you're just going to get all shit. You're not going to get any memorable skits. So, going to be happy that we at least got this bedpan. The thing is, though, they're kind of like blowing their load in a way, I think, on these Raws. Because you had the Zamboni. Now you get the bedpan. The next episode, we're going to get another big thing.
Well, right now they're going shot for shot with WCW and Nitro. So
yeah, it's big time battle.
It's not like it was. It isn't. Then isn't like it is now. Well, up until AEW starts getting rolling, at least, where WWE kind of dictates the pace of their show, how all out they want to go. They didn't have the ability to really do that. They kind of had to just go all out every week, no breaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. That's true. All right, so that'll bring us down to the side notes. JV, what side notes do you have?
I actually don't have any side notes for Raw 280.
All right, fuck. Let me just run down some of the things that were happening. Not that I'm going to go into any of it all, but you got a European title match with X-Pac and D'Lo. X-Pac and D'Lo Brown. And these guys have been going back and forth with each other for a while, so...
Yeah, they have.
It's a pretty good match.
They're good.
Decent match.
They would definitely do well nowadays. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You got the Headbangers challenging the Insane Clown Posse. The only thing that I liked about it was the Headbangers kind of have a new attitude. And I think it was Thrasher. Yeah, Thrasher said to ICP, which brings me back to something X-Pac said when he first debuted, when he first made his return after WrestleMania. ICP, you suck. It's like when he said, Eric Bischoff, you suck, pal. Or Hulk Hogan. No, he said Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, you suck, pal. So Headbanger's got this little new attitude. It's pretty cool. We have Sable. Sable's on commentary, and she goes up to a woman at ringside. It's the same woman that has been in the crowd for a while. And we kind of talked about her last week, right? We talked about her last week.
I said her name either last week or the week before, too. That's what's crazy. I'm like, I thought it was her, Tori.
Right. And it was.
But
it is Tori.
It was, yeah. So.
Yeah. So it ends up being Tori. But the strange thing is, this is happening here in October, late September, October, and she's not going to debut until December. So this shit's building up for months with Tori just being ringside, just stalking Sable. So, interesting that they're building up for so long with this.
Well, they're trying to build their female division because outside of Jackie and Jacqueline and Sable,
right?
It's really
right.
nobody.
I guess you just have Luna, but she's
Yeah,
in the oddities.
And the shape that like Terry Runnels, Marlene is in right now is she's in like better shape than she even was when she was just with Goldust.
Oh yeah.
So because she ends up becoming a competitor too.
Yeah, kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
She ends up wrestling kind
of.
A
little bit. Like, yeah. Not like in a division or anything, but
no.
Maybe
but
just
she gets more involved physically.
Yeah. All right, then from there you have Owen Hart versus Edge, and Owen Hart had recently just broken Dan Severn's neck, like he did to Stone Cold with the pile driver. So Owen Hart says, he's all broken up about this, and he's gonna quit. He says it's over, so he just walks off, acting like he's retired, basically, and that'll lead to some Blue Blazer action to come. So that's the end of Owen Hart. Really, sadly, that's the end of Owen Hart's character in the WWF. Is right here, and even more sadly, because they used his gimmick where he injured Austin as a way to have him quit. So now he's injured Severn, and he quits because of it. And then he goes back to being the Blue Blazer, and we know what happens from there. You got Kane versus Ken Shamrock. Nothing really of note there, other than Undertaker costs Kane the match, and Shamrock wins it. You got Rock versus Undertaker in the main event, and Kane is going to cost Undertaker the match, basically. And that's because we're building up to Judgment Day, and they have their title match. So even though they've just been best buds, best brothers for the past couple of weeks, going after Austin, now they're at odds with each other again. So they're kind of sticking it to each other here and there. So that's it for Raw. So that'll bring us now to Sunday Night Heat 11 from 10/11/98. So October 11th, 1998. And there really isn't much on this Sunday Night Heat at all. So that's why we just go to the main event. And you got Stone Cold Steve Austin versus D'Lo Brown. And this is really just a squash match. Did you watch this match, JV?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't? Well,
no.
You didn't need to.
Oh, no, I did see this. Stone Cold and... Yeah. No, I did see this. I'm sorry. I was down lower in the notes.
Oh, okay.
I saw this. It's a squash match.
Yeah, that's it. It reminded me of like a Saturday morning jobber match.
Yeah.
Where you got like the rare time that the champion is on TV and wrestles somebody and just kicks their ass.
Yeah, and I think
even though Austin's not the champion, but he is the champion.
He is. He's. I hate to say this because he's not the people's champion, but he is. He's the fans' champion.
Right.
That's the way to put it.
Yeah.
But no, they needed to make him look strong and stuff. I mean, he's kind of just really hasn't been in the ring all that much in a wrestling capacity. So.
Yeah, so he needs some action in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes against the guy, D'Lo Brown, who's probably taken the most stunners throughout 1997, 1998.
With the shakes.
Yeah. So Austin basically does his go-to moves. He gets the Fez press, the elbow, the stunner, and that's it. D'Lo Brown gets no offense. Doesn't even touch Austin at all. And basically, this is like a go-home match for the crowd. All right, you got to see Austin kick somebody's ass. Enjoy your night. Drive safely. See you later. Till next time. We'll be back in 6 months. All right, so that's Sunday Night Heat. And that'll bring us now to Raw 281 from October 12th, 1998 in Uniondale, Long Island. This is live. And the show's going to open with Vince McMahon driving in to the arena with his Corvette, randomly just driving a Corvette. All of a sudden, he used to be going in on limos all the time, but now he's got this Corvette. He's got a license plate that says WWF #1. And the Stooges meet him as he pulls in. They have a wheelchair for him because he's injured. He just got out of the hospital. And he needs a special wheelchair with a nice little cushion. And Vince McMahon takes a seat in it. And he wants that door to remain open for the arena because he wants Stone Cold to be able to come right in. He wants free access for Stone Cold to come in here. And then he starts complaining about his wheelchair. God damn this thing. Does this thing go any faster? So he's just continuing on his little bitchy attitude because he's hurt, because he's injured. You know, it's like when, I guess it's like when I'm sick. My wife always tells me, when you're sick, you become a little bitch. So it's like, you just start complaining because, I'm sick, so I can complain now. So that's how Vince McMahon is. Oh, I'm hurt, so I can be a little asshole now and complain about every little thing.
Because he preys on the sympathy of others.
Right.
Fucking scumbag.
So Vince is he's gonna watch everybody enter the arena from a little backstage room. Watch on a little monitor. Everybody come in. So he's waiting for Stone Cold. He sees Paul Bearer come, which Paul Bearer's been gone for a little while. And McMahon's like, why the hell is this guy here? And then what happens just a little while later is you have Steve Austin come rolling in. He comes right through the backstage area. The gate was left open on Vince McMahon's order. And Austin comes in with a cement truck. So Austin at this point is becoming like the vehicle man. Like
Mr. Maximum Overdrive himself.
Yeah, you got a truck. You got the Zamboni. Cement truck now. So there he is. He's riding the cement truck. But we got a new shirt alert. We got a new Austin 316 shirt, new variation of an Austin 316 shirt. You get the red letters with like the blood drip. You get the red blood dripping Austin 316. And on the back is Austin's face from WrestleMania 13 when his face was covered in blood. And it says Bloodstone. Which, I don't know what the fuck that means. Bloodstone. I don't know. What did you think of Bloodstone?
I don't like the name, but I think this shirt is badass.
The shirt's badass. The front of the shirt is cool. Even if they just had Austin 316 and then his face on the back, that would be cool. But the Bloodstone to me is like, what do you mean, Bloodstone? Is that like Blood
this
Diamond?
This is the shirt where he's bleeding from the face, right? On the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, what you're saying is they could have done without the
without the Bloodstone. With saying like the lettering Bloodstone on the back.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. Yeah, it would have been better if it was more like a quote unquote like virgin back. No lettering, just the picture, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Gotcha. Yep. No, I agree with you. I'm on the same page as you.
All right, so that's his newest shirt, and fucking, I'm losing count of shirts. I think that's maybe the 8th or 9th shirt, and I'm not gonna keep up with it anymore. I'm just gonna keep up with the shirt, but not the numbers because this is nonstop. They're coming out all the time. They're just printing money at this point. With the Austin shirts, it's like every other month is a new T-shirt. And hey,
and they sell. They were selling.
Hell yeah. All right, so Austin has his truck, and you're gonna listen to how it plays out. So take a listen to the cementing of the Corvette, and we'll talk about it after that. Take a listen.
Wait a minute. I knew it, JR's gonna try to drive it right in here. Get ready to run. He'll run over us. Wait a minute, Hey, wait a minute. Don't run over Mr. McMahon's Corvette. Oh, I don't think it doesn't look like he's gonna run over him. Wait a minute. Oh my God, I don't believe this. You can't do that. I do not believe this, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon. That's one of the Corvettes in Mr. McMahon's collection. That's a $50,000 car. is headed our way. Somebody call the cops. Stone Cold is headed our way. The Rattlesnake. Will he be here next? 911.
All right, so there you had it. Austin is just dumping the cement into the truck. He pulls in right up to the Corvette, lowers down the little lever, little slide that pours the cement out, and then just fills the Corvette. And, the greatest part of it is the glass breaking. Once that cement pours up to the top, just bust the windows. That's the fucking key spot right there. That's awesome. Now it's got to be one of the most memorable moments. Right up there with the bedpan. Right up there with the Zamboni. Like I said before,
$50,000 car.
$50,000. Oof.
In 1998.
It just fucking dumped the shit out of it. Like it's still in a warehouse up in Connecticut.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone own it like a souvenir?
No, WWF owns it. WWE owns it. It's in their
No shit.
It's in their warehouse with all different
All the
artifacts.
props.
Yeah.
Artifacts. Really, that's funny.
So one day when there's a physical museum, a Hall of Fame, then they can start to put that shit in there. Which is what they gotta do.
I agree.
Because they're a Northeast-based company originally, it needs to be in this area. It needs to be in Connecticut, basically. They're selling they're moving their headquarters. Maybe they'll keep the building that's their current headquarters and make that the Hall of Fame.
Where are they moving to?
That hasn't been determined yet, but it said that they were selling. Yeah, I guess that doesn't make sense either, though. They're apparently selling their headquarters.
They must own that building, so if they're selling it, then they're going to relocate.
Right.
They ain't going to sell it and pay a lease to someone else. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Those Connecticut taxes got to them.
Yeah, jeez. So, yeah, the Hall of Fame will probably be fucking Florida at NXT.
Great.
But, yeah, one day it'll be a destination for sure. Because they'll have all that cool shit. All right, so there was the cementing. And now, one little side note about the cementing is that later, Mankind, still kissing Vince McMahon's ass, is going to try to help him. And he goes in there with Mr. Sacco, tries to find the car keys. Just starts dumping his hand in the concrete, in the cement, looking for the keys or looking for his briefcase, trying to help Vince McMahon out.
Mankind ruled.
He's so awesome. Still in the show.
Yeah, he's like the background actors in all the Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah. Yeah, he's that.
It's funny.
That character. He's like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
All right, so now we get an Austin promo, and he's going to talk about how he's going to make Vince McMahon's life a living hell from this point on. So take a listen to Austin. Got a few minutes there, and we'll talk about it after that.
Oh, no.
Go ahead and wheel your little ass down here.
Wait a minute. Austin going.
As you were saying.
There you go.
All right, sick it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Sick it. Get it. Come on, Austin. Come on, Austin. Come on. Come on. I hope you're proud of yourself. Yeah, that's it. I hope you're real proud. What gives you the right to destroy other people's property? What gives you the right to pour concrete in one of my Corvettes? I was part of a collection, and now you've ruined it. I just hope that the Stone Cold Steve Austin Construction Company gives you a pair of boots, because you're going to need them tonight. Let me tell you that. You're going to need them because you're going to be wrestling in that ring tonight. Yeah, but you're not going to be wrestling by yourself. Oh, no. I've got a partner picked out for you. The so-called People's Champion, The Rock.
Well, Austin and The Rock together?
Yeah. That's the good news, if there is any good news. The bad news is that you and The Rock will be facing two individuals that I hope annihilate each other this Sunday. You'll be facing The Undertaker and Kane.
Right here tonight, live. Austin and The Rock against The Undertaker and
I
Kane.
also hope that the Austin 316 Construction Company is going to provide you with a real good rear view mirror, because I think sometime tonight you're going to have eyes in the back of your head.
Whoa.
I think of all I've been through these last 2 weeks, and I admit my life has been a living hell. I admit.
Listen to these moronic New York fans.
What's the matter with you people?
They're wishing Mr. McMahon condolences in their own unique way.
I don't know how good your hearing is, but you got about 15,000 people calling you an asshole.
Over the last 2 weeks, it all started after you lost the WWF title and you recklessly and carelessly drove that Zamboni at full speed into the arena. You didn't care who you ran over as long as you got to me. And then from there, you got to me all right. And after you did, and because of you, The Undertaker and Kane crushed my ankle. It's crushed. I may never, ever again play another polo match. I may never again ride a horse, ever. I may never again compete in an athletic event, and I hold you responsible. And then, in the hospital last week, my God, my head is still ringing from being struck in the cranium by that thick metal bedpan.
Bedpan McMahon.
My nervous system is still in shock over that defibrillation. In my rectal area.
What?
Oh, no.
When you stuck... You violated me, Austin! You violated me! That damn open hospital gown. Let me tell you something. As much humiliation that I've suffered, you're gonna suffer more. And I'll tell you where, and I'll tell you when. It'll be this Sunday, and it'll be in Chicago. Let me tell you something. If you don't raise the hand of a new World Wrestling Federation champion and humble yourself before me, then read my lips. I promise you, I guarantee you, Austin, that if you don't raise the hand of a new WWF champion this Sunday on the spot, I will fire your ass.
Good God.
Whoa! He guaranteed it!
You stupid bastards, you ain't got the balls to fire Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I don't have the balls. I've got balls the size of grapefruits. And this Sunday, you're going to be picking the seeds out of your teeth because, Austin, you will be humbled. I guarantee it, one way or the other. The easy way, you raise the hand of a champion. The hard way, I guarantee I will fire your ass this Sunday. Hit the music.
He means it, JR. He guarantees it. What the dog? Well, I'll tell you one thing. When McMahon guaranteed that Austin would lose the WWF title, it happened.
All right, so as I said before you heard the clip, that Austin is going to make life a living hell for Vince McMahon. And that he's going to demand McMahon to come out. Just come out here and wheel your little ass out here. Vince McMahon's in his wheelchair now.
Wheel your little ass out.
Wheel your little ass. So Vince McMahon comes out and he has a bodyguard. And it's the Big Boss Man, which we'll find out soon, but it's the Big Boss Man. He's got a little mask on, covering up his face, and he's looking damn impressive from the last time we seen him in WCW. So there he is out there. You get the police come out with German Shepherds. And Austin is faced with the dogs. Vince yells, "Sick 'em, sick 'em." And I did take note. I had a German Shepherd, passed away recently. I had to put it down recently. And love my dogs. And I was kind of offended. I don't really get offended by much shit, but seeing Austin, and I know it's an act, and the dog's probably trained and shit to deal with it. But Austin was antagonizing the dogs, and it was like, the fuck? That doesn't fit Austin's character to me, to be like that to dogs, to be an asshole to dogs. You can be an asshole to people. I don't see him being an asshole to dogs. And he was. So, to me, it just seems a little out of character. I don't know.
You're like, he was. Yeah, he was. I have a soft spot for animals in general, so.
Yeah. Being a little dickhead.
Leave them alone. Leave the animals alone.
I don't know. They're working dogs.
Yeah,
they were working dogs. They were trained.
They worked you.
Yeah. Well, they gave me. Yeah, they got sympathy off of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one thing I was like, fuck you, Austin. Don't fucking be riling them up.
Yeah, asshole.
Although, there was one time. Actually, no. Never mind. Don't talk about it now.
Not the platform for this? Yeah, that's not.
All right, let's move on. All right, so Vince complains about his cars. I got all these cars, and you ruined my car. I was like, fuck you, Vince McMahon. But that's the kind of he's trying to get. He's this rich millionaire. He has all these nice cars, and it's like, yeah, you got one fucking car destroyed. Who cares? Fuck you. So Vince McMahon comes out a little hot. He's going to demand that a match be made. Austin's going to team with The Rock, and you're going to go up against Undertaker and Kane. So we get the asshole chance after that. Austin even says, you got 15,000 people calling you an asshole right now. And then McMahon continues his little bitch thing he has going on lately. I may never play another polo match. I may never ride another horse.
I know, all rich sports, all wealthy sports.
Right. So he's got the car collection. He might not be able to play polo anymore. He might not be able to ride his horse anymore. Yeah, fuck you.
While he's all fucking covered around with his security and shit.
And then he even complains about the bedpan shot. He's like, hit me with the bedpan. That's where JR at 51 minutes says, he's Bedpan McMahon. That's what gives us the episode title for this week's episode. Then he even goes to the catheter reference. You violated me, Austin. You violated me. So he's all pissed off about that. And it's funny, like, the weeks to come, on commentary, I think it's either Lawler or Jim Cornette on Sunday Night Heat, saying, like, oh, how's his butt feel, basically.
Butt hurt, bro?
How's his butt? So Vince McMahon ultimately gives him an ultimatum here. If you don't raise the hand of a new WWF champion and humble yourself before me, then read my lips. I promise you. I guarantee you, Austin, that if you don't raise the hand of a WWF champion, this Sunday on the spot, I will fire your ass. So we're getting the beginning of that whole you're fired shit, which is cool. So he's threatening Austin that, you don't do what I'm asking you to do, be a referee, declare a new champ, you're fired. That's the bottom line, because Vince McMahon says so. And Austin basically says, you don't even get the balls to do that. You don't even get the balls. McMahon responds, I don't have the balls. I've got balls the size of grapefruits. And I will fire your ass this Sunday.
I like how he says, this Sunday you'll be picking the seeds out of your teeth.
That's a good one. So that brings us to the main event. You got Stone Cold and The Rock versus Undertaker and Kane. This match kicks off at 1 hour, 22 minutes, 2 seconds, and it goes all the way to the end of Raw. And
all the way.
Yeah, all the way to the end. And right before the match kicks off, D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry are not happy with the situation in the nation. So they're going to confront The Rock about being Stone Cold's partner and like, hey, what's up with us? how come we're not involved with shit going on anymore? The Rock tells them to know their role, shut their mouths, and talk to you later about it. So we know they're not happy with the situation going on with The Rock becoming the big star. And it's good because, the writing obviously is like, how are we going to break The Rock away from these guys? So that's in the works here. Paul Bearer is going to make his way out early in this match. D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry eventually come back out also during this match, and they're going to attack The Rock outside the ring. And this happens randomly. I don't know if you noticed that, but there's good shit going on in the ring at this point with Austin. The Rock makes a hot tag to Austin, and then just randomly, D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry attack The Rock while Austin's making a big comeback in the ring. So then you have to cut to the outside of the ring to show what's happening. It's just shitty.
It's not a good production.
Right. You got a great build up to Austin getting in the ring, and then you have what's supposed to be an important spot because the Nation storyline is coming to an end here, and it's like a side thing. You don't even really notice it because Austin's making his big comeback. Oh yeah, bad timing. Pretty shitty. Big Boss Man, the security guard, he's going to come out, and at the end of the match, he starts to whack Austin with a nightstick. So we got the Big Boss Man back in the WWF. He's got a new look. He's got Riot Squad gear, so he's all in black now. Basically, it's like the Shield, before the Shield, and he's back, and he's law, order, and justice for Vince McMahon. He's enforcing Vince McMahon's law. He tells Austin, you're going to abide by it. So McMahon has his new tough guy, his new Big Boss Man, which is cool because Big Boss Man originally was a bodyguard type character for Jim Cornette back in NWA. He was brought in as the Big Boss Man, obviously, in 1987 as a heel, and then eventually became babyface. But now he's back here in that heel role as an enforcer, which is what he originally was supposed to be all along. Is just like a rogue law enforcement guy that didn't follow the rules. So here he is back, and that brings us to the end of the episode is with Big Boss Man kind of choking out Austin with a nightstick. And if you're watching it on the network, you get the extra attitude, and that's when you have some more of the beatdown from Big Boss Man onto Austin.
Big Boss Man.
What do you think of Big Boss Man coming back at this point?
I didn't like it then.
No,
I never liked Boss Man. I didn't like him as Bubba. I didn't like him as the Big Boss Man.
You didn't like him at all?
No, I was not. I was not a fan of him.
Oh,
I don't know why. I forget why. I think he reminded me of like a kid I didn't like in elementary school. I forget who.
Oh, Rob.
And I just hated him.
What's his name?
No, not Manchester. Yeah, no, not him.
No,
I was friends with him.
Oh, you were.
I can't think of who it was. Might have been Dennis Pelletier or something. I think it was His name was Dennis Pelletier. Just pissed me off.
It's like the Big Boss
I didn't
Man.
like. Yeah, so I didn't like the Big Boss Man.
Because of a fucking 9-year-old kid.
Yeah. What was his name? Ray Traylor or something, right?
Ray Traylor. Yeah.
Sorry, Ray Traylor. Oh, he's deceased.
Right. Passed away.
Rest in peace, bro, but I didn't like you.
Well, I did. So that's 50-50. So.
You gotta do hard time. What did he used to say? Hard time.
Yeah, hard time.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to serve hard time. Oh, well, that was his theme music. Yeah. So,
and his shitty nightstick moves like he was a badass.
Serving hard time.
What a loser. Put your nightstick away.
He did some good spinning with that nightstick, though. That's good skill.
Please. Dork.
All right, so in that extra attitude at the very end there, I think it's a great segment. It's one of the best things on Raw that wasn't on Raw. So you have the Big Boss Man beat up on Austin for a little bit, but then you get The Rock. He makes a little comeback and helps out, and he's going to give a double people's elbow to Briscoe and Patterson, who get involved. And then McMahon's in his wheelchair, and He's stuck on the ramp. He can't get up the ramp. His controls aren't working for his wheelchair. So Austin comes from behind him and just tips him backwards. And this is all happening off of Raw, so this was them just fucking around pretty much, probably.
Yeah.
So this was pretty cool to watch. So I would definitely recommend going back to that episode of Raw 281, and watching that extra attitude at the very end of Raw. All right, so that concludes. Actually, no, we got side notes. So let me just bang through some of these side notes. Throughout this episode of Raw, there was an IC tournament going on. Triple H gets stripped of the title because he hasn't been able to compete for 30 days. Sometimes that's a rule, sometimes it's not. But in this case, they wanted the belt on somebody else, while Triple H can't wrestle. So he has to forfeit. And it goes into a tournament, and it's a one-night tournament, which is rare. And ultimately, I don't even want to run through all these fucking matches. So, I'll tell you the 8 guys that started. You got Shamrock, Blackman, Val Venus, Mark Merrow, Mankind, Mark Henry, Jeff Jarrett, and X-Pac. And what it ends up being in the end is Shamrock versus X-Pac. I was hoping for Shamrock versus Mankind because they kind of been building to that. Because they've been partners for a couple weeks. They've been against each other a couple times. Shamrock hit Mankind with a steel chair last week. So you would think that would be the final. But it's not. And it's Shamrock versus X-Pac. Shamrock is being kind of heel lately. And right at the end of the Mankind X-Pac match, Shamrock comes out and just beats the shit out of X-Pac. And then their match starts just after Shamrock kicks his ass. And, there's not much of a match there. Shamrock wins the IC Championship. And the fans are shitting on him. They're not liking Shamrock at this point. And just weeks ago, they liked Shamrock. Shamrock had a good match with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and fans were behind him. Now he's just getting heat. He's just getting heat because I think he's fucking with DX a little too much. And Mankind. Yeah. All the shit he's done against Mankind, the shit with DX, fans like, nah, you suck. So, they want him to be heel. They're doing a good job, but I don't think they want him to be heel. So, who knows if they're doing the right thing here. And, that's about it. Do you have anything else other than the IC tournament?
No. I got nothing.
All right. So, there wasn't really anything else. So, let's go now to the pre-show, Sunday Night Heat, episode 12. This is the pre-show for Judgment Day. This is October 18th, 1998. And
it's more annoying Shane.
Yeah, we got Shane, of course. He's annoying. And basically what happens here is McMahon is just going to hype the show a little bit. They're going to kind of fuck with Austin a little bit. He's going to come in, and he's going to walk to the dressing room, and he gets stopped by the Stooges, Briscoe and Patterson. They say, this area is for wrestlers only. Tonight you're a referee. And they relocate him to basically like a utility closet or broom closet. And Mike Chioda's in there getting ready. So Austin tosses Mike Chioda, the referee, out of there. And he settles in there and watches on the monitor as Vince McMahon cuts a little promo about how people need to kiss ass. I just expect Austin to suck up to me and kiss ass like all you guys do to your bosses. And McMahon's standing there with the big boss man, the security guards, and the dogs and all that. And you get the asshole chants. You got a hot crowd here. This is Rosemont, Illinois. So, big wrestling crowd. So, we got the asshole chant. And Vince McMahon says, Stone Cold does not have the guts to defy Vince McMahon. You will be humbled because Vince McMahon said so. And as that segment ends, Austin busts the monitor. And that leads us to the pay-per-view. If you want to go listen to that promo, it's on, like I said, Sunday Night Heat. Sunday Night Heat number 12. And it starts at 37 minutes. Yeah, we're not gonna play the promo for you. It's basically just a little bit more advertisement for Judgment Day. Like, come watch it. Austin better do what he says or he's fired. Same kind of rhetoric that we've been hearing leading up to this pay-per-view. So that brings us now to Judgment Day in your house, October 18th, 1998. Like I said, from Rosemont, Illinois. And you got this shitty-ass opening. You got a rocket launcher. Did you see
it's so bad. Yeah, I did. The animations are terrible.
Yeah, the animation is so horrible. The video package was cool right at the beginning. Did a good job explaining what's going on for the
missile's
show.
Awful. Even the font on the missile is terrible.
Oh my god, so horrible. So yeah,
it's like Times New Roman.
And it's so horrible. It probably might be one of the better things to watch just to laugh at.
Yeah.
On this pay-per-view,
definitely. Yeah, definitely watch it just to see that.
Yeah,
because the pay-per-view itself is kind of eh.
Yeah, pay-per-view
sucks. Ain't a good pay-per-view.
No,
yeah, it sucks. You said it. I'll agree.
Yeah.
I say things suck too much. I don't want to be too negative.
Too negative? Well, yeah, I'll be negative this time. It sucked.
Yeah. You beat back up.
Yeah. So I watched it yesterday, and it was like down to the wire. Like, all right, I gotta watch this shit. I gotta take notes on this. I gotta get ready for tomorrow's recording, and it took like so much time up on our day off, on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "What the fuck? The show took forever to watch." It's like, and it sucked. Oh, it's just shit. But I had to do it justice. I didn't want to just skip everything, But yeah, it was a waste of time. Right, and I guess the people of the time, people that watched it back in 1998, because I know I didn't watch this shit. I didn't watch all the pay-per-views back then. I was lucky to be able to watch maybe a few a year.
Yep.
Because I can't ask every month, can I get the pay-per-view? Can I get the pay-per-view? It's bullshit.
Yeah,
no way.
I was fortunate enough to know a guy that
stole
cable,
the
black box. He broke fucking laws, so I went and broke the law with him, and my dad and my brother too.
So the readers of the Wrestling Observer at this time, they voted on it that week or the week after, and it was 49% thumbs down for the pay-per-view and 42% in the middle. So where does that leave thumbs up? It's less than 10% thumbs up.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So shitty ass pay-per-view. The main event, which is what we're going to talk about, was voted the worst match. And the best match was X-Pac versus D'Lo Brown, which is a match that we've seen like 2 times in the past 3 weeks. Is the best match. So yeah, that's what this is. Judgment Day. One thing about Judgment Day, I saw the graphic. It's like, that doesn't look right. There's 2 ways to spell Judgment Day. You can spell it with an E, you can spell it without the E. I lean towards spelling it with an E, but they spell it without an E. And I guess
I've always spelled it without the E.
Yeah, that's the more acceptable writing. That's based on like, I guess it would be like British English, whatever. That's how it is written in law, like
legal.
Yeah, legal terms. Is Judgment Day without an E. So it's not right or wrong. It's just, to me, it's like, oh fuck, that don't look right, but it's right. So basically, I just have brain fart all week. I don't know what the fucking EKG is, an AED. I can't spell Judgment Day. I'm a dumb Prue this week.
You idiot, Prue.
All right, so that brings us now to the shitty main event. This is WWF World Championship Match. Undertaker versus Kane. And remember, we're coming off the last pay-per-view where a champion wasn't declared. Okay, Kane and Undertaker both pinned Austin. And McMahon never crowned anybody as the champion on Raw. So now we're stuck in this situation where either Undertaker and Kane are going to win the world title. And Steve Austin is the referee so that McMahon can see him raise the hand of a new champion. So let's get into it. Starts at 2 hours, 15 minutes, 36 seconds. Goes to the end of the show. Austin comes out. He's not wearing referee gear or anything. You would think he would, because when they showed him going to the referee little closet, there was a shirt hanging up for him. but he doesn't put that shit on. He just uses his Austin merch. And you get him come out. He's got his knee brace on, and he's just ready to do the fucking job. He's going to be the ref. And, I like to bust on Earl Hebner a lot on this show. And I was like, Austin is like Earl Hebner as a ref here. No DQ, no countouts. He doesn't give a shit what goes on in the match. He's just letting things fly. So he's letting Kane and Undertaker beat the hell out of each other during this match. And he's not covering. That's another thing. Austin as referee, when Undertaker goes for a cover, he doesn't even bother. He gets down on his knees to make the count, but keeps his hand up.
So troll.
Yeah. So he does that a few times. And ultimately, this match sucks. So, like the reader said of The Observer, it's the worst match. I agree. It is the worst match. It was a shit show. And it was slow. JV, what's your thoughts?
On this match?
Yeah, on this match.
What do you think?
I know you think it sucks.
Oh, it was awful. There's more. It's more. Post match is more interesting than the actual match.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's very boring. It's hard to get through. There are really no legitimate highlights that are worth pointing out unless you're at that point you're reaching. Like, come on, Stone Cold's even bored during the match.
Right. There's a shot where they show Austin, and he's just looking at them like, "What the fuck you guys doing? This sucks."
Yeah.
I think it took a note.
Speed it up. Let's end this already. He's probably happy he didn't have to wear his pinstripe shirt.
I thought I had a timestamp for when he does that, when he gives that look, but I don't.
No, he does. You did. You had one. I saw it earlier in the notes. I know I didn't delete it.
I do have it. Yeah, the crowd is. They said the crowd's bored as fuck. Austin even gives a look at 2 hours, 25 minutes, 20 seconds. Like, he doesn't even want to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Austin's like, what the fuck? And, just moments later, like a few minutes later, Kane's going to chokeslam Austin. And that's kind of when shit's really, that's when the finish is really going on here. The match sucks. They're just getting to the spot where they're going to go after Austin. Austin doesn't DQ them. Because in their mind, Undertaker and Kane's mind, he's not going to DQ us because he has to declare one of us the winner so we can kick his ass. And he's not going to do anything. Which he doesn't. He doesn't do anything. And then we do get to that shitty ending. Such a shitty ending. And it's just... It's so shitty because it doesn't even follow the rules of wrestling. So you have Kane and The Undertaker. They're laid out. Okay, they're both out. They're both on the mat. And Austin counts to 3. And then ends the match. That's not how it goes.
No.
When 2 people are down on the mat,
it's a
10 count.
10 count, yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay. Creative, I guess, in a sense, but you fucked it up because you didn't do it right.
Yeah, you kind of broke the rules.
Right.
Broke your own rules.
So he rings the bell. He doesn't declare a new champion. And that was McMahon's orders. And then he gets on the mic and says, and the winner of the match is Stone Cold Steve Austin. The crowd doesn't give a fuck because they love Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And this match was terrible, so they're probably like... I mean, thank God Stone Cold does win this match because neither Kane nor Taker deserve to win the match, that's for sure. So I guess it kind of helps build Stone Cold's case as being the winner.
Right. Yeah, he's the winner. The crowd thinks he's the winner, he's the winner. But like you said moments ago, the best part of the match, of this pay-per-view, is after this main event. So we got some audio to play. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon at the end of this match. Now remember, Vince McMahon told him he's going to get fired if he doesn't follow the orders. So take a listen to what Austin and McMahon have to say to each other here. Take a listen.
Raise the Undertaker or Kane's hand.
See, I knew it all along. You probably took a little ride in your Corvette because you didn't have the guts to come out here and fire Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Get that damn thing back. Get it back.
Listen.
Get it the hell out of there. Get that screen up. Move it. Move it. Get the screen up.
What is this? There he is in his wheelchair with a big boss man.
You got something you want to say to me?
Austin, I wish I could say that your services are no longer required.
Morons.
But that's not what I'm feeling. You said that I didn't have the balls to fire you. Well,
I can't hear a word you're saying because you got 18,000 people calling you an asshole.
Gee.
Speak up and put a little bass in your voice.
I would advise everyone here to get their cameras out and take a photo of that man because you're seeing the last of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What? No.
Stone Cold, screw you, you're fired.
He did it!
You might want to say that again because I think you just said that I was fired. Am I correct?
Screw you, Austin. You're fired.
This is horrible. Gone too far. He guaranteed it.
This has got to be a rib on Stone Cold Steve Austin because I didn't think you had the balls to fire me. But I guess I was proved wrong. Vince, I'll tell you this, and you listen up as you roll your little ragged carcass back in your wheelchair. You might not ever see me step foot in the WWF ring. And I guess I just might start hunting season tomorrow. But you can bet your ass, Vince, that you ain't seen the last of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I ain't gonna come out here, I'm not gonna cry in the middle of this ring and give you that satisfaction. But just one last time, I'd like you to play my damn music, so hit the son of a bitch right now.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I reckon that's it. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I guess it's gonna say goodbye to these fans. And I reckon, folks, one hell of an era has just come to an end. And what a ride it was. One last Steve Weiser as the Rattlesnake says goodbye. Fans on their feet, saluting the greatest single competitor in the history of the World Wrestling Federation. Well, say goodbye to Stone Cold. Austin saying goodbye for the last time here. We still do not have a WWF champion. There has never, ever been a WWF superstar in the history of this company that has brought out the true, real, fat passion. Just look at these people, ladies and gentlemen. There you see it.
a legend in his own time. I hope you got your VCR set at home. If you ever want to see him again, you have to watch this tape. That's Austin's way of saying goodbye. Goodbye to the fans here in Chicago. Yeah, here, let me do that to you too. Goodbye. Goodbye to the fans around the world. But the emotion and the passion that Stone Cold Steve Austin brings out in everybody, in my opinion, will never, ever be equal again in this company. Oh, take a good look. Look at your face, JR. He was the greatest of all time.
All right, so after all that hoopla of the match, Austin gets on the mic, tells Vince McMahon, "Will, you crippled ass out here. You said you had a promise to keep." So Austin's going to head to the back because Vince McMahon doesn't come out. He's looking for Austin. Austin's looking for McMahon, rather. And Bruce Pritchard, he does the gorilla position. He does all the timing for people to come out and all their entrances and shit. So he turns to Pritchard. Austin turns to Pritchard and says, "Where's Vince McMahon?" And Bruce Pritchard immediately says, "He went that way." And then Jerry Lawler on commentary is like, Bruce Pritchard just squealed on him, which is funny because, it's just like the dynamic of Lawler and Pritchard, where Lawler would be like, "Yeah, Bruce Pritchard fucking ratted him out, jerk off, fucking asshole." So he can't find him. Austin can't find McMahon. He even interrupts Owen Hart, who seemed like he was on the phone with his wife. And Owen Hart's like, "Get the fuck out of here," basically. "Fuck out of here, man." And then he walks in on Doc Hendricks, and Vince McMahon's nowhere to be found, so he makes his way back out to ringside. And then Vince McMahon finally comes back, and he's behind the screen. And there's a screen above the entrance throughout the night where everyone's video graphics are shown. And that is removed. Vince McMahon's yelling, "Lift it up, lift it up, lift it up." And he's like in his own little, I don't know, press box kind of thing. I don't know. How would you describe it? It's kind of like a...
Dude, it's like he's up, but he almost looks barricaded, but he does get hit with something.
Yeah, he does.
So I don't know what it is, because it looks like he's protected like he's, Fort Knox.
Right, it's just like a glass screen in front of him, but everything's open above him. So people are just dumping shit on him. It looks like a big
Stone Cold
rag.
can't get him, but I think Stone Cold's the least of his worries right there.
Yeah. It was like a big rag or like a dirty sheet. It's like somebody brought like a bed sheet as a sign, basically, like maybe spray painted like Austin 316 on it or whatever. And they just crumpled it up and they threw it at him. Hit him right in the face. Just as he's like getting his promo started, he says, "Your services are no longer required." Then boom, right in the face, he gets hit with this big ass sheet thing. And then drinks start pouring in on his little area. And you get the asshole chants again that started earlier in the night. And Austin even points out, "I can't hear a word you're saying because, we got 18,000 people calling you an asshole." And then Vince McMahon lays it on him, You got to take a photo of this man right here because you're seeing the last of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold, screw you. You're fired. And then Austin's like, "What'd you say? Let me hear that again." "Screw you. You're fired." And that's when the drinks stop pouring on Vince McMahon. The crowd's fucking pissed off. And then says, "You can bet your ass, Vince, that you ain't seen the last of Stone Cold Steve Austin." And Austin wants his music hit one last time. So his music hits. He goes off the ringside for the first time. He grabs his beers, goes in the ring, starts drinking his beers in the ring. And JR at this point is like kissing Austin's ass at the end of this. This is one hell of an era. It's come to an end. This is one last Steve Weiser. The Rattlesnake says goodbye.
It is very dramatic.
Right. He's the greatest of all time. There'll never be another man like him. It's like,
because we know this is obviously not his last time. It's more ridiculous to me than anything else.
Right. And he's going to be back the next fucking night.
Yeah.
Come on. So that's the thing with the show. It's like, he's going to be back. There's no champion, so nothing was fucking solved at this. You just took another $30 from pay-per-view watchers.
Yeah, really.
And all like the big payoffs are on Raw. So you pay $30 to have to watch Raw the next night to see what happens. So shitty pay-per-view. I like the ending. The ending part's cool. I like the celebration. I like the the back and forth between Austin and McMahon. The match sucked, which makes sense that it sucked because we have enough of Kane versus Undertaker already. The matches haven't been that good anyway. And you have Austin doing nothing as the referee. So yeah, that all kind of sucked. But the ending I liked. But for a pay-per-view, to have to go pay to watch that show, or have to pay to watch it on pay-per-view, and that's what you get at the end. It's just an Austin celebration. Drinking some beer.
It's like a Raw ending.
Right, exactly.
Thanks, dude.
So basically,
thanks, Vinny.
That's the end of our story with Austin, is that Austin's fired, quote unquote. There's no WWF champion still. After over a month, there's no new champion. So things are up in the air. So we'll have to see what happens on the next episode of Raw the next night. And it's going to be a big one. It's going to be another classic episode in Stone Cold's career. We're going to get the Bang 316, where Austin holds Vince McMahon hostage and McMahon pisses his pants. So that's coming up next week. So look forward to that. But with the pay-per-view side notes. Now, we said this pay-per-view sucked numerous times. And
we meant it.
We meant it, yeah. So, and I'm just going to run through it real quick. Al Snow versus Mark Merrow. That sucks. Al Snow wins. DOA versus LLD 2000. Hawk and Animal both look like shit now. Hawk looked like shit first, but now Animal looks like shit. They both have long hair. Draws is the only one that looks like he should be in LLD at this point. LLD gets the win when Draws makes the cover after Hawk does the what the fuck it's called? Destruction device. What the fuck it's called?
Doomsday device?
Doomsday device.
Yeah.
And Draws like jumps in out of nowhere and makes the cover. That pisses Hawk off. So heat building between Draws and Hawk. But yeah, Draws looks like the only LLD member. Because those guys look like old fucks at this point. You got Christian though. This was a pretty good match. Christian versus Taka Michinoku. Christian wins the light heavyweight title. I don't remember him winning that, but
yeah, I forgot this happened. That's the one side note I did want to bring up.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, and it's basically, I think it's his debut match.
It's a shitty ending too. Like he doesn't even do his finisher. It's just like a reversal.
Yeah, he just rolls up Taka.
Yeah,
he does a roll up.
Shitty.
Yeah, he had Val Venus versus Goldust, which has been a cool storyline building up with Terry and Val and Goldust, all that, and that's been a cool storyline. Ends up with Goldust winning, of course, but of course it also ends with a nut shot. Very creative. Get a nut shot in a Val Venus versus Goldust match to end it. Now, definitely the match of the night was X-Pac. Well, might be debatable, but I think this might be the match of the night. X-Pac versus D'Lo Brown. European Championship match. X-Pac regains the European Championship, which has been kind of going back and forth over the last month between these two guys. They put on a pretty damn good match. What do you think? Did you watch that match?
Which match?
X-Pac versus D'Lo.
No, I didn't. But I watched their matches they had on Raw. I think we covered last week or the week before.
Yep.
And they're just two workers that have really good chemistry. So I'm not shocked that they had, what's considered by the wrestling pros the match of the night.
Right. Yeah. Then the last few matches here, you got New Age Outlaws versus the Headbangers. Fuck that. The best thing about that match was the pre-match interview where the headbanger said, the only thing that the New Age Outlaws are tag teaming are each other.
Wait, what was the deal with Billy Gunn?
Yeah, I don't get that because Billy Gunn was acting all dicked off and pissed off. And now
Yeah, he like left and then he's back.
Now he's just back, and he made it a point a week earlier that there's no issues, there's no problem. So it's almost like they considered having something with them splitting up, and then they said, no, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Like Triple H is out right now, we can't be splitting up DX totally. So you guys need to stay together. So I think they were probably considering a Billy Gunn singles run.
Okay. Or maybe, was he getting offers? Was he getting offers from WCW?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I bet you that's what every teenager was thinking.
Oh, he's going to join NWO.
I think I thought that about anyone.
He's going to be in a Wolfpack.
Yeah.
All right, then you get Mankind versus Shamrock for the IC title. That was a good match. And you get a weird finish there. You get Mankind's in the he's in the ankle lock, and he puts the mandible.
This is a good finish.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He puts the mandible claw on himself so that he doesn't feel the pain of the ankle lock and passes out because he basically choked himself out. And then the shitty part, though, is when Howard Finkel goes on to announce the winner, he says, "In the winner, as a result of the mandible claw, Ken Shamrock." It's like, when the fuck did they ever say why they won? Like,
yeah, I know. They don't.
No, they don't ever do that. So it was just stupid. It didn't make any sense. And the point of doing it was they wanted Shamrock to hear it and have Shamrock throw another little hissy fit. So Shamrock throws his little hissy fit, and then he suplexes a ref like he always does. And then Mankind comes back and gives him mandible claw with Mr. Sacco. It's like, yeah, nice, good, fuck Shamrock now. And that's what the crowd wanted too.
Yep.
It's because he's been screwing Mankind, and Mankind still he doesn't give him the satisfaction of getting beat by the ankle lock, and then he even comes back and he puts him down with the mandible claw after the match. And then lastly, before the main event, before the shitty main event, you had The Rock versus Mark Henry. The Rock is the number one contender. He's on the rise here at this point. But he actually loses to Mark Henry here after a big splash, and D'Lo Brown holds down The Rock's legs. So I don't know if they were maybe trying to build up Mark Henry to be a kind of heel, like a big, nasty heel to The Rock one day. So give him a win over The Rock.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't think they end up going that route when The Rock becomes big time, but maybe that was in their mind. And that's it. That's Judgment Day, 1998. That'll go on to be one of the major pay-per-views over the course of the early 2000s. In 1999, they won't have a Judgment Day, but from 2000 to maybe like 2007 or something, they have Judgment Day, maybe even longer. That goes on to be one of the regular pay-per-views. So here it is, the debut, Judgment Day. And it sucked. So let's now get into our bottom line wrap-up. Kind of close things up here. The house show rundown. Gonna make this quick. You got Steve Austin defeating Undertaker, Kane, and Mankind in a fatal four-way every night. October 2nd, October 3rd, October 4th, October 9th, October 10th, and October 11th. Those shows take place in Richmond, Virginia, Fayetteville, North Carolina, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Cleveland, Ohio, Hershey, Pennsylvania. So October 2nd through October 11th, it's all the same match. Austin defeats Undertaker, Kane, and Mankind. And every once in a while, you'll get a special referee. Like one night, Briscoe was a special ref. Sergeant Slaughter was a special ref for a couple times. And yeah, kind of just variations of that same match. So that's the house show rundown for early October of 1998. This brings us now to our Oh Hell Yeah moment. JV, what do you got for an Oh Hell Yeah moment?
Well, my Oh Hell Yeah moment, after discussion we had before we started recording, I'm going to say it's the bedpan skit with the combination of also the Sacco debut.
Yeah, I know. When
it's
we
tough
were
to pick
discussing-
just one in that. So I guess like that whole thing, because I personally like the Sacco part
Right. I love the whole
better than the
Mankind.
actual Bedpan. Yeah, like Mankind's the man.
Of the bedpan part, I like just the clinking of the bedpan.
Same here, the sound effect.
And also Austin saying, "I'll take it from here, nurse."
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, the whole segment in general is the whole, oh hell yeah. From Mankind to Yurple to Mr. Sacco. The Vinny's got a sweet tooth. Vinny's got a sweet tooth. And then ultimately to the Stone Cold Deadpan part. So yeah, that's oh hell yeah. Oh hell no. What do you got for oh hell no?
The Taker and Kane match, Judgment pay-per-view, everything about that pay-per-view, specifically the Taker versus Kane match, with Stone Cold as a special guest. Just garbage.
Yeah, I was gonna go.
Thank God these Raws had memorable moments, or this would be a very forgettable month for WWE.
Yeah, and it's funny because how bad some of the shit was during this month. This month is remembered because of those two skits.
Yep.
In Mr. Sacco's debut. Fucking Mr. Sacco like he's a person. Fucking sock on Mick Foley's hand. Mr. Sacco's debut. Alright, so my oh hell no? Yeah, it's Judgment Day. It's Judgment Day. It's the pay-per-view. It sucked. Main event sucked. It just, yeah. No thank you. And yeah, so next week we'll see. We'll see if it gets any better. I know it's another memorable episode. It's like I said before, it's the Bang 316. Austin's gonna hold McMahon hostage, so we'll take a look at that on episode 35. I'm pretty sure we're gonna call that Bang 316, episode 35. Bang 316. We'll be covering October 19th, October 26th, and November 2nd. So just covering Raws on the next episode, and obviously we'll take a look at Sunday Night Heat and see if there's anything going on there. But that's what we got next week. And that episode will drop on June 5th. All right, so now let's give a little plug here to a couple of our podcast pals. First off, we got Talking Taker. Take a listen to Alex Dorio talk about Talking Taker. It's a show similar to what we do here on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, breaking down the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Where they're breaking down the career of The Undertaker, the Phenom. So take a listen to Alex.
Dead man walking.
Oh, hell yeah. What's up, Stone Cold fans? This is Alex Dorio, one of the hosts of Talking Taker. And along with my co-host and fellow creature of the night, Travis White, we are digging up the career of the dead man, one pay-per-view match at a time, on a podcast journey that's a lot like what you're listening to right now on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. So if you're enjoying what Mike and JV are doing here, going through the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, come check us out as we explore The Undertaker's 3 decades of destruction. We're right in the midst of the Biker Taker era right now, so you can jump right in or start over from the beginning and hear us discuss The Undertaker's side of the story from his many battles with the Rattlesnake, The Rock, Mankind, and more. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube, Spotify, and more. And you can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Talking Taker. Thanks to Mike and JV for letting us plug the show, and take her easy. What? I said, take her easy.
All right, so that's Talking Taker and Alex Dorio, along with his pal Travis, and they talk on the Taker every week, so definitely check them out. Okay, they're currently now into 2004, just starting 2004, and they've been rolling and riding along with The Undertaker for a while, so go back to the archives, check out their old stuff. Very good show, Talking Taker. And also, our other pal, Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast. They do a great job every week breaking down episodes of NWA, WCW Saturday Night, and Smoky Mountain Wrestling. On Thursdays, they drop their NWA, WCW Saturday Night episodes, and this week they'll be covering January 30th, 1988. And on this Sunday, on the Smoky Mountain Wrestling wrap-up, a recap, they'll be covering episode 145 of November 5th, 1994. So definitely take a listen to Mike Mills, Hard Body Hopper, Doc Turner, Breakdown, NWA, WCW Saturday Night, and Smoky Mountain Wrestling. We also got another new plug now. Not our wrestling pals, but us. We're going to plug our other show.
Pat ourselves on the back end.
Yeah.
A little self-promotion.
Right. And this is an association with Booking the Territory Wrestling Podcast. This is Booking the Territory Wrestling Podcast on their Patreon. So patreon.com, the $5 tier. JV and I do the Extreme ECW live cast. And last week, our first episode debuted, which was the first 2 weeks of April 1993 coverage of ECW Hardcore TV. We do it watch-along style. And next week, and next Wednesday, June 5th, we'll have another new episode on the Patreon feed covering April 20th and 27th of 1993. So go to patreon.com, book in the territory, sign up, check out all their great content, and their content goes way back. So they got a whole bunch of shit already in there. We're new. They already have a whole bunch of stuff there. So go back and dig into their old stuff on their Patreon feed. Go check out their free stuff. But if you like listening to us, as you do because you're listening, check out us talk about ECW. And it's fun. It's shit, but it's fun. That's what makes it fun. It's only going to get better. So join the ride as this gets better over time.
Hey, before you leave, hey!
All right. So you can reach out to us on Twitter.
What?
I'm at MPRU83.
What?
JV is at John Van Damage.
What?
We're at the Bottom Line Cast on Twitter.
What?
On iTunes, please consider giving us a 5-star review. That helps us out greatly. And that's it. We're out of here. JV, you done? You're out?
I'm done, man.
Like I said at the beginning of the show.
Quit. I'm out.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm fucking spent. I'm beat. So, thanks guys for listening. We'll be back next week. Bang 316. And also, Extreme ECW Livecast on BTT Patreon. So long.